We are on the cusp of being able to fundamentally change the nature of this disease because of the way in which we were able to get vaccines in people's arms. We've been able to move that all the way up to the end of May to have enough for every American, to get every adult American to get a shot. And the last thing we need is the Neanderthal thinking that in the meantime everything's fine, take off your mask, forget it.
Good morning. It's Sunday, March 7th, and today there's a major uproar about some words that President Biden used. Now, words can be a dangerous thing. They can often be misconstrued. They can be said in anger. They can be said in humor. They can be pronounced incorrectly. They can be used to get people's attention. There are many reasons why words can cause big trouble for people. So Joe Biden called the governors of Texas and Mississippi Neanderthal thinkers because they are opening up their states and closing the mask mandate. And in Biden's eyes, that's a mistake. We shouldn't be opening up the country so fast. Yes, COVID seems to be on the decline, but we shouldn't rush to open the nation up so fast. So what did Joe Biden mean by calling these governors Neanderthal thinkers? Is that in the same class as when Hillary Clinton called Trump supporters deplorables? What does Neanderthal mean? You're behind the times. Or perhaps it's another way of saying you're stupid. Would the public be outraged if he called them stupid? Yes. Stupid is plain and simple. It's a word that means you are not so smart. A Neanderthal thinker, however, can be thought of in many different ways. Neanderthals are our ancestors. So if you look at the word Neanderthal, you might think he's referring to the fact that these people are behind the times. They are ancient. They haven't caught up with anything. Or maybe the view of Neanderthal is somebody with his hands dragging on the ground, leaning over and carrying a club. We can all imagine many different things about the use of the word Neanderthal. And I don't know why so many people are upset about them. It's not like he called them animals, which other presidents have used that word. And there's been a lot of vitriolic words spread around over the last couple of years. Neanderthal seems mild to me. Neanderthal might be thought of as a person who hasn't grown up yet and is not capable of thinking of the future, of what the results of their actions might be. Maybe some are upset by the use of the word Neanderthal because they envision this hairy guy with a loincloth dragging a piece of dead meat behind him into a cave. The Neanderthals are pretty smart. They discovered fire. So I have a problem with the big ruckus about some words that were used, especially when the words bring different connotations to people. In many cases, there are probably some people who thought the Neanderthals were great, that they were hunters, and they were able to survive and become our ancestors. Now, there are many who probably think that the word Neanderthal is a great big joke, but there are many Republicans who view this word differently. To them, it might be the equivalent of being called a stupid redneck or something along those lines. And we cannot deny that many on the left think that those who live in the red states are dumb rednecks. There's no question about it. It's part of the divisive nature of this country right now. We don't pay any attention to them because they're rednecks. They're just dumb rednecks. So we have no reason to pay any attention to what they think. Now, maybe that's a synonym for Neanderthal. Oh, it's okay. Let's refer to all those in the South as Neanderthals instead of rednecks now. Or how about the redneck Neanderthal? That has a nice ring to it. So I guess we have to be very careful with the words we use in this current divisive environment. And any word you use could be misconstrued. So there are many on the right who feel that Biden's use of the word Neanderthal is not in keeping with his promise to end division in this country. And so I think it's a terrible thing when we worry about one or two words, and that's what causes the continued division in this country. This country is divided because people have hundreds of years of hatreds of one another, and because many in this country want to feel better than somebody else. So they pick and choose who they would like to have as a friend and who they consider a lower member of society and who they choose to fear. Well, we shouldn't be fearing Neanderthals. They're gone. However, we fear the reference because in the minds of many it brings up an ugly picture. So as I see it, this is a classic example of avoiding the real issue. Let's pick on the words the man used and not recognize the fact that what he is saying is that you people, you governors of Texas and Mississippi, are threatening the lives of the rest of the people in this country. He didn't say that. And maybe that was a big mistake because it's impossible for everybody to understand what a person may be thinking unless they come straight out and say it. Maybe the way Biden should have spoken to the governors of the states of Texas and Mississippi. It's too early to change the mask mandate. It's too early to open up everything. You are danger. You are a danger to this country. If he had said something like that, would there be a big ruckus? Probably. There would probably be a big ruckus about that because people don't want to hear that. There are people who don't want to hear that because they agree with what those two governors did. So it doesn't matter in my mind what anybody says, because whatever you say will be misconstrued by those who disagree with you. So you could say Neanderthal. A synonym for stupid? Is Neanderthal a synonym for old? Could a Neanderthal be considered a schlub or a clod or a lump? There are many bad words associated with Neanderthal. There are many connotations that any word can mean. So I think we need to give it up and say it straight out more often. And I'll leave you with those thoughts right now, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.